Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back here to my channel where I play Planet Zoo. My name is Nisa and today I'm gonna just start with talking about real life. Because here last week me and my family was hit with a certain virus, and therefore I aren't really up to date with all of my videos this week. You may not get the amount of uh, mod videos that I promised, because I don't really feel like putting on makeup and recording straight for 15 minutes or so. This is a little more easy for me because I can record for just a few minutes, um, and then take a break if I need to. And I still build. I've been building a lot, honestly. But it's just Uh, I didn't really plan for it. I don't think anyone who got it planned for it. So it may be a little weird this week. Also, you won't see me at all in this video. Maybe not in Saturday's video either, because again, I don't want to put on makeup and feel or look pretty or anything like that when I feel this way. However, again, I still want to make these, and we gotta make the best out of it. But if I seem a little unfocused, sound weird, or anything like that, that's why. I am, however, on the better side of it, if you can say it that way. It is almost a week since I got hit first with it, and we are all feeling better now already. At this point, it's mostly my voice and my energy level that need to be back to normal. But I feel a lot better than I did, and also, if some of you watch my second channel, I was supposed to go live this Sunday. I funny enough couldn't because of this, so I'm sorry about that. But again, these videos isn't really for anything else than just me having fun, and I clearly wouldn't have felt like any fun was going on if I had to go live then. So it would be wrong for me to do so. I would also just fast like to mention that you don't need to feel sorry or anything like that for me. I'm fine, or I'm gonna be fine anyway. The hardest part actually was my mental health. If you follow my channel for a while, you know I have a few mental issues, one of which being that I'm unable to leave my home because of my anxiety, and therefore the thought of being so sick that I had to go to the emergency room or anything like that, that was actually some of the hardest parts of it for me. I know for a lot of people it will feel like such a stupid little thing, but for me it was the worst to think about, that I had to get outside because I'm so afraid of going outside. And I think a lot of people who had it handled it in different ways, and honestly I'm not proud of the way I've been handling it the last couple of days, but it's going the right way now. I'm getting better, and I'm back to making my videos, which I love. So but happy thoughts for the rest of this video. I just wanted to mention, especially because I think a lot of people can hear my voice, that it isn't what it used to, and at the same time I would like to explain why my channel may work a little differently this week. Anyway, today we have a short video here about the Indian Peafowl and the Victoria Crowned Pigeon. Sorry, it's a name that confuses me a lot because it sounds like something I should have heard about before, but I never heard about this bird before. So that's just an excuse to research it a bit, so let's do that. And even though I never heard about this pigeon before, it is quite easily recognized, since it has this beautiful deep blue color, and then this maroon chest. Furthermore, they have completely red eyes, or not completely, they still have the black pupil, but they have these bright red eyes, and then they have this almost crown, which kind of looks a little more like a peafowl's, but more like bigger and more like a lace. Like if you think about a wedding lace, it falls a little bit downwards, where these feathers are very uniquely on this rounded area, and then they also have a little bit on the tail end, again a little more like a peafowl, but not even closely to having the same length. They are of a very specific genus. Genus is subfamily called Gora, something like that, which is a family of 4 very unique pigeons, but they are all land or ground-dwelling birds, which means that they are perfect for Planet Zoo because you can't get birds this way, but they will walk on the ground basically, which are their nature. Which I find personally, I find it weird when birds don't fly because it's the one job they are made for. But there's honestly a lot of birds out there that don't fly, so it shouldn't shock me that much. I honestly thought, because I'm again Victoria Crowned, so I thought England for some reason, but of course it can also be other places around the world, and this certainly is. They live in Indonesia and Papua New Guinea, which is in a small part of Asia and Australia. They live in the tropical forest biome, which makes again ton of sense. It's a beautiful bright colored bird, and a lot of these brighter colored animals belongs in these tropical areas because there are already a lot of colors, so they fit in with the environment more. Just a quick notion here. This building, I won't finish it today because it's gonna fit in with another habitat on the other side of the building, so therefore it's gonna seem a little weird, but it is on purpose. And now, I already said that these beautiful pigeons were earthbound or landbound, and they kind of are not, because they will most of the time just walk around in the forest, bottom of the forest in pairs or smaller groups, searching for food and just going around, kind of like we think about pigeons, chickens will do. But they can, if they get scared, then they will bust their wings and fly up to hide in a tree. But their choice of place to be will be the ground, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Something that you probably don't think a lot about when we look at pigeons is that they are actually able to be aggressive towards each other. More particularly at the male, which mostly will happen in pre-mating season, but it can happen around the year, but mainly at this point. The males will fight for dominance, and they will fluff themselves up, bask with their wings, actually peek at each other with their beak, or try to push and hit each other with their wings, but they will rarely actually make contact, so it's more like a dance of I'm the bigger dominant one than it is a actual fight. However, they can do damage to each other if none of them yield, but it happens rarely. The Victoria Crowned Pigeons mating season aren't exactly in the calendar. It's more about the rain season, so they will start mating in the end of the winter seasons and continue throughout the drier seasons. They do mate for life, and therefore it is important that they find the right mate. And the technique of doing that is basically to invite your partner for a dance. And this really is a gentleman's sport. The male will start by stretching out his head or his neck and bow his head forward for the female. Then he will stretch out and rhythmically swing his head up and down while simultaneously but at the same time he will wag his tail that will be fanned out, kind of like a peafowl will, and then he's just there dancing and bowing to her and hoping that she are gonna take the next step. And to be honest, since I'm one of these girls who always think it's most important that my partner can make me laugh, I would kind of be into it with if my maybe future partner tried to do this, because it would be so goddamn funny. I probably wouldn't find it sexy, but it would be so funny to see a man actually doing this swinging, dancing, bowing thingy. And hopefully for the male, the female will accept this dance, and thereafter they will be bound for life. Therefore, also, even though she's the one laying the egg and building the nest, they will both take care of it for the future. For instance, she will build the nest, but he will bring the material for it. She will maybe feed the baby, but he will bring the food for it. The egg will only be incubated for about a month, and that's just in perspective kind of the same like chickens we have in captivity. And therefore they are also pretty much born helpless like chickens are. This is both a plus and a minus, because they are able to do more in baby state than they are in egg state. For instance, they can start eating now, so they can grow quicker, but they are also really helpless and therefore need around the clock care, and therefore it's very important that both parents are there. The babies will be able to take care of themselves and leave the nest at the age of 13 weeks, though they are still much smaller than the adults. And after 15 months, they will be completely immature and thereby be able to start finding their own mate and nesting their own little chickens. When we look at this beautiful Victorian Crowned Pigeon, it is important to remember that for us in this part of the world, this is a beautiful exotic bird. For people who live there, it's a pigeon. It's a pigeon. And me as a Danish person, wouldn't care that much if we lost a few pigeon. I have been in Copenhagen a few times, and there's a lot. So therefore, we need to keep that in perspective here. The Victorian Crowned Pigeon is one of 3 crowned pigeons, and though it is the most common one in captivity, it is the one that you see the least in the wild. Therefore, besides the fact that the forests in these areas are shrinking like everywhere else, it is also a hunted animal, and mostly for the food, but also just because pigeons are something that you hunt in the entire world. So again, we can't really claim to be holy over this and say that it's bad, but it is something to keep in mind that it is a pigeon. Again, it's a beautiful exotic bird for this part of the world, but not for everyone, and that's just a fact. According to the IUCN Red List, there is about 10 to 20,000 individuals currently in the wild. Again, it is the most common one in captivity of these 3 crowned pigeons, so they are a big number there also, but in the wild 10 to 20,000 individuals, which leave them at a near threatened animal according to the IUCN Red List. This doesn't make it so terrible, but again, it's not the perfect place on the list that we all want every animal to take. But anyway, that's what we'll live with today. Enjoy the cinematics, and I will come back afterwards. Okay guys, I think I'm gonna finish this fast so my voice can get a break. But I hope you enjoyed it, and you know the drill guys. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again either in the comments below or in the next video. Bye guys!